We have some very big XRP updates to put out on your radar here today. It's Friday. I don't want to waste anyone's time. I want to keep this short and concise as we're going to unpack a lot of different things that some maybe you've heard, some maybe not, but overall I want to push out as much information as humanly possible. All I ask is if you do like talking about XRP, type an X in the comment section, click that like button, and let's get straight into it. Again, we've got a lot to go through here real quickly in this video, and just a side note, I probably won't be very active this week, or weekend rather, as my sister's getting married. I got a speech. Maybe I should throw some XRP content in that speech. Side note, actually, I only recommend to friends and family XRP. Honestly, when family and friends ask me that know nothing about crypto, I generally just tell them to get into XRP. If you don't want to diversify out and get into several different coins and cryptos, and obviously there's millions of cryptocurrencies out there to get into, I generally tell them the safe bet here with still a lot of upside, which I'm going to talk to you about that in just a moment when we'll see more upside in my belief for XRP, but I generally say XRP. That aside, what we have going on here today is Bank of America, who is a partner of Ripple, by the way, saying 2 cuts, 4 interest rates are coming. This is on top of a bad jobs report. We also heard that about 10% of young folks are now unemployed. Not a good thing, but it does help in solidifying the fact that we'll get an interest rate cut, not just this month in September, but many to come. We know that Fed Waller talked about this earlier. Governor Waller stating that over the next 3 to 6 months, we'll likely see multiple interest rate cuts. Also, this FUD I want to address on Coinbase, the dumping. A lot of these movements of XRP over the past 6 months or so have just been folks buying on Coinbase, and I have no beef with Coinbase, but just buying on Coinbase and moving it other places, whether that be self-custody, whether that be places with institutional grade custody like xrpl. I've spoken to you all many times about the benefits of having a crypto IRA with xrpl and so forth. And for all transparency purposes, I do want people to know that when you go with xrpl using my code MOLT7, when I put that out as a plug, I do earn a little bit of a kickback on when you are signing up for xrpl. I want to be completely transparent on that. If you just simply sign up for xrpl outside of that code, I'm not going to receive anything, but I want everyone to know full transparency that I do get a bit of a kickback when you sign up for xrpl. But the reason I decide to go with them, and I think many of you that are OGs on this channel know this, is because they're a trustworthy company. They've been around many, many years, over 11,000 reviews on Trustpilot. They're the industry standard if you want to take your XRP somewhere, get good customer service, and have still institutional grade custody. That aside, we saw 150 million liquidated from the market in 60 minutes here today, guys. And we talk about this, still a lot of over leveraged players out there. A lot of players out there with 50x, 100x, and even more in some cases getting liquidated. And it's extremely hard to bet on a market that is this volatile, especially right now with everything going on. Now, on top of that, with 1,500 transactions in a single second is what XRP can do. And we've had a lot of FUD lately about Chainlink taking over with Swift. They're not a settlement payment coin for payments specifically, and XRP dwarfs Chainlink with the Link token, which is built on Ethereum, by the way, dwarfs Link in speed. And so, of course, the banks want a fast payment system. If they're going to move into a new technology, why would they go with the one that is the slowest out there? Just doesn't make sense. It also doesn't make sense to move away from the partnerships that are already there and have been established for many, many years. And so as we hear a lot of noise out there right now, right? With the Coinbase situation. Also, we just heard about Gary Gensler and over around a year worth of text messages that are now missing. This is the thing. We got to stay focused on what's truly happening. The fundamentals have never been stronger for XRP. And when I see XRP ready to make the next move is not right now. In fact, we could have a little bit of downside before we start getting the interest rate cuts. I think in October, November, and December, we really start to see XRP push. And that's when we have some of these big catalysts like the XRP ETF approvals and so forth. And so we're going to see fireworks. In my personal opinion, it's about 100% this year. But, you know, I'm not ever going to try to pump you up and say that today we're going to see price appreciation. I know some people sometimes get my words kind of confused. Yesterday we talked about price appreciation coming to XRP based off what is happening with the projects, the development, what's happening with the treasury companies. And we also have FUD out there, by the way, with the NASDAQ situation with treasury. But my point being is we have to stay focused. We got to think smart, think like investors, know what we hold with XRP, and know where this is going even this year, which is much, much higher. That's all I got for you for now. Let me know your thoughts, your opinions in the comment section below, guys. As always, I appreciate your support. God bless. We will see you all in the next one.